6 signs of a stupid woman. Are you wise or foolish, have you ever wondered? What truly distinguishes a wise person from a foolish one? The answer rarely lies in intelligence, education, or the number of books we've read. True wisdom, as the ancient Stoics taught us, is manifested in how we live, how we think, and most importantly, how we respond to life's challenges. For the Stoics, foolishness isn't a lack of IQ, but a failure to live in accordance with reason and virtue. It's a disconnection from our strongest, most serene self. Today, we will dive into a topic that may serve as a powerful mirror: the 6 signs of a foolish mindset according to Stoic wisdom. And before the word foolish sounds like a judgment, I want to make something very clear. Stoicism is not about pointing fingers. It's about shining a light within ourselves. This video is an invitation to honest self-reflection. I myself, on my journey, have found myself exhibiting some of these signs, and I continuously work to overcome them. No one is perfect. The goal here is not perfection, but progress. The journey of wisdom is made one step at a time. And why Stoicism? Because it is one of the most practical and timeless philosophies that exist. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. They were not armchair philosophers. They were in the arena of life, facing wars, exiles, and losses. And they left us a manual on how to master our minds and find calm in the midst of chaos. So how can we use this 1,000-year-old wisdom to identify the habits and mindsets that hold us back from living a full and purposeful life? Get ready, because we're going to start with the first sign. And I assure you, it is more common than we imagine. Sign 1, prioritizing appearance over character. Imagine the following scene. You meet someone who seems to have it all together on the outside. The makeup is perfect, the clothes are stylish. Their social media is a showcase of success and happiness. At first glance, this person might seem inspiring, but looking closer, you notice a certain superficiality, a lack of depth. All their energy is spent on how they appear to be, not on who they truly are. For the Stoics, this obsession with the external is a clear sign of foolishness. Why? Because a person's true value lies in their virtues, in their character, in what is invisible to the eye. Marcus Aurelius said it best: the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. In other words, who you cultivate on the inside defines you, much more than your external appearance. Of course, there is nothing wrong with caring about your appearance. Taking pride in how you present yourself can be a sign of self-respect. The problem arises when appearance becomes the top priority. Above all else, think about it. Physical beauty and youth are fleeting. They fade, but your character, your kindness, your resilience, your wisdom, these are the qualities that endure and grow with time. The foolish mindset ties its worth to something temporary and fragile. And what happens when the beauty you cultivated so carefully begins to fade? Or when someone else considered more attractive comes along? You are left with a feeling of emptiness because your identity was anchored in the wrong place. To change this, the Stoics invite us to focus on inner beauty. Ask yourself, am I living with integrity? Am I treating others with respect? Am I becoming a better version of myself? Because at the end of the day, no designer clothes or viral post will matter. If you haven't worked on who you are, at your core, your character will always be more valuable than your appearance. Sign 2, ignoring self-responsibility. This sign might be a bit uncomfortable because, let's be honest, taking responsibility isn't always easy. Have you ever met someone for whom nothing is ever their fault? The problem is always the boss, the parents, the partner, the economy bad luck, but never themselves. While life can indeed present us with unfair circumstances, the Stoics believe that focusing excessively on external factors is a sign of foolishness, as it takes away your power. Epictetus, who was born a slave and became one of the greatest philosophers, gave us this powerful lesson. We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. Think about the power of that sentence. Blaming others may bring momentary relief, a false sense of justification. But in the long run, it's a trap that keeps you stagnant. When you refuse to take responsibility, you give away your ability to change. Grow and improve. One with a foolish mindset says, I can't progress because of my boss. One who seeks wisdom asks, despite my boss, what can I control? Can I improve my skills? Can I show up with a more positive attitude? Can I look for other opportunities? The moment you take 100% responsibility for your life, even the hard parts, is the moment you take the helm of your ship back. It may not be easy, but it is the only path to true freedom and growth. Sign 3, overvaluing others' opinions. We live in the age of external validation, likes, comments, views. It's very easy to fall into the trap of caring too much about what other people think. What will they say about my choice? Will they like my new project? These questions creep into our minds, and without us realizing, begin to dictate our lives. Living for the approval of others is one of the fastest ways to lose yourself. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, summarized this perfectly. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. Think about that. You are with yourself 24 hours a day. You know your successes, your failures, your deepest fears. Why should the opinion of people who barely know your journey have so much weight? The foolish mindset seeks external validation because its sense of worth is fragile. It needs others to say that it is good, smart, or successful to believe it. Stoic wisdom teaches us to do the opposite. The focus should be on internal validation. Are you acting according to your values? Are you being honest? Are you striving to be a better person? As Epictetus said, if you need a witness, be your own. This doesn't mean ignoring all feedback. It means filtering it. Constructive feedback from someone you respect is a gift. The need for approval from strangers is a prison. The next time you worry about what others think, pause and ask yourself, if no one were watching, would I still make this same decision? Your freedom begins where the need to please ends. Sign 4, emotional instability and overreaction. Imagine a small disagreement that suddenly turns into an explosive fight or a minor inconvenience, like missing the bus that ruins someone's entire day. This inability to manage one's own emotions is a clear sign of an untrained mind. Stoicism does not advocate for the suppression of emotions. To feel anger, sadness, or fear is human. Foolishness for the Stoics is not in feeling, but in being controlled by what you feel. It is the impulsive and disproportionate reaction that reveals a lack of wisdom. Seneca said a man is as unhappy as he has convinced himself he is. Much of our suffering comes not from the situation itself, but from our exaggerated reaction to it. When you allow anger or frustration to take over, your judgment becomes clouded. You say things you regret, make bad decisions, and damage your relationships. Wisdom lies in the Stoic pause. When you feel a strong emotion rising, instead of reacting immediately, create a space, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this reaction proportional to the event? Is it aligned with the person I want to be? In that pause lies your freedom and your power. The next
Remember,
achievement.
calmness is a superpower.
Have you ever seen
in a
people
reactive
who on the
world?
surface have everything,
Whoever maintains
yet are deeply
serenity
unhappy?
leads.
It's because
Sign
trying
five,
to fill an
materialism
inner
and
void
greed.
with external things.
Look around you.
Is
Society
like trying to
tells
quench
us that
thirst with
success
salt
is
water.
measured by what we have.
The true antidote
The car,
to this
the house,
is the practice of
the designer
gratitude and
clothes, the
simplicity.
foolish mindset
Instead
believes
of
this.
focusing on what you don't have,
It is on a relentless quest for
appreciate
more.
what you already possess.
More money, more possessions,
Your health,
more
your status,
friends,
but this quest
your
is a
ability to
treadmill that
learn the
leads
morning
nowhere.
sun.
The Stoics
True wealth
saw the obsession
is peace
with
of
material
mind,
goods as a trap,
and that
Why?
cannot be bought.
Because they are
By simplifying
external,
your needs and cultivating
temporary,
gratitude,
and ultimately outside of our
you
control.
free yourself from the endless
Epictetus
race
said wealth
and find the
consists not in
satisfaction
having
that money
great
cannot
possessions,
provide,
but in having few
Sign
wants.
6,
The more you
avoiding
chase the
self-reflection
material,
and growth.
the more enslaved
This
you
is
become
perhaps
to
the
it.
most dangerous
There
sign
is never
of all.
enough,
Satisfaction
because
is
it
always
prevents the
postponed
healing
to
of
the
all
next
the
purchase.
The foolish mindset avoids the mirror. Confronting one's own flaws is uncomfortable. So it's easier to blame others, distract ourselves with entertainment, or simply pretend that everything is fine. The Stoics, on the other hand, saw self-reflection as the foundation of a good life. Marcus Aurelius, even as the most powerful man in the world, took time every night to examine his day, asking himself, where did I act with virtue? Where did I fail? What can I do better tomorrow? This daily examination was not to punish himself, but to grow. When you avoid self-reflection, you become stagnant. You repeat the same mistakes, live the same patterns, and wonder why your life never changes. Growth is uncomfortable, but stagnation is a form of living death. Wisdom begins when you have the courage to look inward, to ask the hard questions, to take responsibility for your own development. Start small. Take 5 minutes at the end of your day to reflect. What did you learn today? Where were you strong? Where can you improve? Do not be afraid of what you will find. It is in this process of looking inward that true transformation happens. Conclusion: the path to wisdom. So there you have it. The 6 signs of a foolish mindset, according to Stoic wisdom. Prioritizing appearance, ignoring responsibility, overvaluing others' opinions, emotional instability, materialism, and avoiding self-reflection. But the most important takeaway is this: recognizing these signs in yourself is not a reason for shame, but the first step toward wisdom. The Stoic journey is a path of progress, not perfection. It starts with self-awareness, with the courage to challenge our old habits, and with the commitment to live a life guided by virtue, reason, and purpose. Now I ask you, which of these 6 signs resonated with you the most? Is there an area of your life where you could apply Stoic wisdom and make a positive change? Remember, even the smallest step toward growth is a step in the right direction. If this video gave you something to think about, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might benefit from this Stoic inspiration. Let's keep the conversation going. Drop a comment below and tell me which lesson you are going to focus on starting today. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep striving for wisdom, growth, and inner peace. You've got this.